Hi, my name is Guilherme. Hope you're doing well. Today I would like to show you my approach on this very famous interview question called reverse linked list. It's available on LeetCode and it's going to be the environment for our lesson. I'll be using the Java programming language, but feel free to use the programming language you are most comfortable with. All concepts are interchangeable. My goal is to make this tutorial as beginner friendly as possible, but it'd be great if you have prior knowledge or experience with data structures and algorithms. It's a great place to start though. Shall we dig into it? A linked list is a data structure that stores a collection of items, and each item has a reference to the next item. As a result, the elements in a linked list are connected using pointers instead of being stored in a contiguous memory location. Let's take a look at the description of our problem. Given the head of a singly linked list, reverse the list and return the reversed list. So if the input is a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we want a list of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as the output. As we can see, the class list node has two attributes, one being an integer called val and the other being a list node representing the next value of the singly linked list. In order to solve this problem iteratively, we're going to use an approach that includes a previous node, and we're also going to solve this problem recursively. First things first, we're going to check whether or not the parameter head is null. And that's because if head is null, it is not necessary to reverse the list. The same is true when we're talking about the subsequent value. If head.next is null, the first value of the list is going to be, let's say, 1. It doesn't matter if the list was reversed or not. The list is going to be exactly the same. So, if that's the case, our only job is to return the head. If the if clause is false, we can proceed creating a list node called previous node and set it to null. We're going to use a while loop to iterate through the list while head is not null. It's important to notice that head will become null when we achieve the last possible item in the list, because that's going to be the last item.next, which is going to be null. Let's say that the last item is 5, therefore the last item.next is going to be null. That's going to make more sense as we progress. Let's consider the first iteration while the value of head is not null. Inside of the while loop, we're going to create an instance of list node called next node, and we're going to set it as the current value of head.next, the subsequent value of head. So if the value of head is 1, the next value is going to be 2. We are going to set the value of head.next to the previous node, because we're going to inverse the order of the linked list. The value of previous node is null, so head.next becomes null. The variable previous node is going to receive the value of head, and we know that head holds the value of 1. Last but not least, we assign the value of next node to the variable head, which we know is 2. Of course, because we're keeping track of it. As for the second iteration, the whole process starts again. Is the value of head null? No. So next node is going to receive the value of head.next, which is 3. Head.next is going to receive the value of previous node, so the value of head.next is going to be 1. Previous node receives the value of head, and the value of head is 2. Lastly, head receives the value of next node, so now head equals to 3. The third iteration, the process repeats again. Check whether the head is null or not. It is not. Next node equals to head.next. Now next node is 4. Head.next equals to previous node. Now head.next equals to 2. Previous node equals to head. Now previous node is 3. Head equals to next node. Now head equals to 4. Fourth iteration. Again, is head different than null? Yes, still different than null. Next node equals to head.next. Now next node is 5. Head.next equals to previous node. Now head.next equals to 3. Previous node equals to head. Now previous node is 4. head equals to next node, and now head equals to 5. Fifth iteration, for the last time, is head different than null? Yes, so proceed. The value of next node is going to be head on next. Head is equals to 5. There is nothing beyond 5. The value of head on next is null, so we know that we're going to get out of the while loop in the next iteration. Head is going to be finally null. Head on x receives previous node, then head on x is 4. Previous node equals to head, then previous node is 5. Lastly, head equals to next node. Head is null, end of the loop. So now we're able to return the value of previous node, which currently holds the value of 5. The value of previous node dot next is going to be 4, and so on and forth. So that's the solution for reverse linked list iteratively. As for the solution for this problem using recursion, we're going to use the base case again. So if the value of the parameter passed, in our case head, is null, or the subsequent value is null, just return the parameter head. So I'll show the code and then I'll explain it. Firstly, the reverse list method is called with the value of, let's say, 1 as the head. Head is not null, neither is head on next. We're going to call the reverse list method all the way through till we find the last item, in our case is 5. At first, the reverse list method is called with the value of 1. Then we call it with the value of head on x, which is 2. So we're back to the top of the method, but now with the value of the head being 2. We call the method with the value of 2. We're going to call the reverse list method until the end of the list. When we reach head of 5, the head on x is going to be null. When the value of head is null, the method returns the head, which is 5. So when we reach this case, we return the head with the value of 5 to its previous caller. And we do that because the head of 4 was the one who called reverse list with the head of 5. Hence the fact that we always call the method using head on next. In this particular scenario, the return node is equals to 5. So in order to reverse the list so 5 can point to 4, we set the next node dot next to head. So the variable next node dot next is equals to 5. We set the value of head dot next to null because otherwise the value of 4 would be the end of our linked list. And then we return the return node. So this process is repeated until the call stack of the reverse list method reaches the end, and we achieve our goal to reverse the linked list recursively. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Bye bye.